All right, it is Wednesday, February 14th, about 12:20 p.m. Happy Valentine's Day. This is actually the second time I'm recording this video. I didn't realize that the first part of the video I just recorded had my mic muted, so I'm going to do this again. Just to cover it real quick, this is where I'm covering my journey on trading my Apex accounts. I live stream every day between 9:45 a.m. and 12:30 East Coast, which is 6:45 to 9:30 a.m. on the West Coast for me. And some days I trade much later than this. I finished trading today at about 12 o'clock West Coast, which is 3 p.m. on the East Coast. So was on quite a long time today. Apex is back to the 71% discount, and they're doing the one-day pass till next week. So you can use this code or any other if you want to pick up some evaluations. And the one-day pass is kind of a cool promo. However, it sometimes gets me to blow up accounts, but we'll talk about that. It wasn't a big deal that I blew this up for many reasons, so I'll get into talking about that in a second. As you can see, I was 5-1 for the day. And let's see, PA number 2, I was 1-0, made $80. Evaluation 22, 1-0, $134. Number 23, I made 286. Evaluation 27, I made 452. And evaluation 31, I was up $82 on 1-0. And evaluation 33, my first trade I copied with PA2 on it, and I was 1-0. It was not in too bad shape. It was at like 49,400 or something. Something around there, I believe. But it was still under starting balance, and I still didn't have a full drawdown. And because of the one-day pass, and also because it was going to renew this weekend, so I only had 2 more days to trade it this week after today. I was in a mindset of, well, I'll just try to pass it or blow it up either way. And then if it blows up, it was kind of like no pressure because it's just going to renew and reset this weekend anyway and be a fresh balance with a fresh drawdown. So unfortunately, my second trade on that one, I turned off PA2 at that point because it was later in the day. And unfortunately, the second trade went against me, and I ended up blowing up the account. So all in all, I think a good day. To me, I lost $33.40 on evaluation 33 for the month that I paid. And I'll pay another $33.40, and I'll have a fresh account again starting next Tuesday, and I'll give it another go. And for me, it's hard to have all these accounts and trying to cycle through them because I'm not copy trading them all together. But it's a psychological advantage to do it the way I'm doing it because when one account gets a loss or blows up, it doesn't affect anything else. And so it kind of feels like it just really doesn't matter. And especially today, since it's going to be back and renewed and reset starting next week, it just really is completely insignificant and didn't even affect me today. So that's why I like trading this way. It just feels less stressful, and I'm not risking all the other good stuff I did for the day. By cycling through accounts and whatnot. So that's why multiple accounts can help some people. Anyway, let's get into the trades and take a look at what I did here. Also, I forget if I mentioned it, but so I was 5-1 for the day, 86%, and for the week I'm now 7-1, 88%. And overall for the year 2024, I'm now 66-17, right at 80%. So all in all, things are going well. It's a better week for me than I had last week, and hoping to finish it out strong tomorrow. So here's the first chart I was looking at, first chart that I traded on. I actually had 4 good charts when I started the day, which is always helpful. And so this chart had no losses in the entire session for any entry for my scalp target. And so, but I was being patient. I skipped a couple of trades early on, just wasn't really sure what was happening and wanted to make sure I took a good trade. And so I started right around 6:45, somewhere in this area. I wasn't really sure what was happening at this point. I thought maybe it might come back down to fill the gap. But it tried a couple times and it couldn't. And so after I saw that tried a couple times and it couldn't, I was kind of thinking, okay, well, maybe there's like one leg up and maybe I'll go for a measured move up from there. And I also saw it as it went through the EMA, then it came back and it tested it once, twice, and three times. And so I felt pretty safe to take that trade. Also, it was off the opening price, which can, often play as resistance and then become support like it did. And so that felt like a really easy trade to take. And so I took that one on PA2, evaluation 31 and 33, and got the win. It gave me a little bit less than my scalp target for whatever reason. I guess there was some kind of slippage, so, or the trade copier messed up, or who knows what. So didn't get the full 100 that I would usually get on my scalp for that, but that's okay. And then to play it safe, I should say after I took this trade, I really didn't see anything that I liked or trusted in this whole time frame here. And so by the time it got to like 9:15, 9:30, I kind of decided, okay, I'm not going to trade my PA accounts anymore. So I also left evaluation 31 alone since it was in good shape. I figured I don't need to rush it, and I'll come back to it. So it's not renewing soon either, I believe. So let's see. So then I moved on to trade number 2. Let's take a look at that, which is on a different chart. All right, so this is a different chart. It, again, was another chart that had no losers for the day. And this I traded only on evaluation 33. And as you can see, this was the losing trade I took today. And I had a nice solid bearish bar. We had a big move down. And then I think we had a little correction and then a new extreme. And so I think, typically I don't think I would take this trade because it really pushed through the EMA, and a lot of times these fail here. But it was a chart that hadn't taken any losses, and I had the mentality of just take any entry because I had 4 winning charts at this point that had no losses. And unfortunately, it almost got to my target, but didn't quite get there. And then it came up and took me out of the trade. And, it should have blown up my account. For some reason, it took me out of the trade on my Apex account before it actually hit the stop. And I thought it did that because it had blown up. But when I looked at the R trader, it wasn't in admin mode. So it actually technically wasn't blown up. So what I did was over here, I just tried to start. I figured this was one leg up. I figured there'd be another leg up, and I was doing it on a different chart. Let's see. I actually did it on this chart. I figured we had one leg up. I was looking for another leg up. And so I actually started to sell on that same evaluation just to try to blow it up. And actually, the first time it went in my favor, it was going down. And so I took a small profit just in case it kept going down. I didn't want to really have a big winner necessarily. And then I re-entered it again. And I just figured, okay, well, if it does go in my favor, who knows what will happen. But I still believed that this was what was going to happen. And so then it ultimately did auto-liquidate that account and blew up evaluation 33 right here. So that's why you see some other trades going on right before my actual trade number 3, which I took on evaluation 27. And I took this with 5 contracts for a scalp and 1 for a runner. And I got my scalp. It doesn't look like a good trade, but again, this chart had no losses. This is a chart that I had one on earlier, and every entry was working. So, it was also with my theory about what the context was, that we had one leg up and we would have a second leg up. So I took this and it worked. Didn't get a runner, just break even +1. And so then trade number 4 was on this chart, and I took it on evaluation 27 again, and I think I only got 3 +1 on this one. I think on the chart that this was on, I hadn't set it to 5 +1. So pretty sure you can go back and watch my live recording of my live stream, and you'll be able to see how many contracts was traded for these accounts for these trades. But I'm pretty sure this was 3 +1. I think I messed it up. And so got the scalp plus break even plus one. Unfortunately, wasn't able to take advantage of this move and get that runner. And then not too long after trade number five, I switched to evaluation 23, and I got five scalps plus one, break even plus one runner on this one. Again, picking the right moves, but just the runner getting taken out, so not getting take advantage of that. And then my last trade of the day was back on my first winning chart. And this was interesting because actually I tried to take a trade here under this bar. It's hard to tell, but it actually ticked below. And so I was trying to take a trade here on evaluation 22, which is a 25K account. And because I had the setting on 5+1, it gave me an error and wouldn't let me enter the trade with all those contracts. So I missed this trade. It actually would have turned into a loser. So I got lucky. This would have been the first loss on this chart. So I threw away this chart at that point. Wasn't going to trade it anymore in there. And then that led to trade number 6, which I was still trading on evaluation 22. I fixed it so I'd only be in for the max 4 contracts on the 25K account, 3+1. It was right off the opening price, and a lot of times that is a good kind of resistance or support level. So that was kind of like the second trade I took of the day, where taking it off that level, and it worked again. Wasn't able to get a runner of any kind, but I got the scalp, and then I decided to call it a day from there. So all in all, a good day overall. I think, like what I was saying earlier, is I like trading this way and rotating accounts, and that way, if a situation like this, you get a loss or you blow up an account, it's just affecting one account, and in this case, an account that really wasn't very consequential, because it's going to renew this weekend anyway, and I'd rather just have a fresh account than continue trying to bring it back. This account was all the way down to 48,000 something at one point, and I brought it back up to about 49.5 or whatever it was, and over multiple days of trading, and trading it up slowly. But it's like grinding up, and it's been my worst account for a long time. So over the course of the month, so just better to let it refresh and restart with the renewal, and be a fresh account. And then meanwhile, that just didn't affect me. It's like, okay, I dropped $33 on that account, and I'll put a fresh new $33 for the renewed account. And then in the meantime, all these other accounts are headed in the right direction. So sacrificed one for the good of many, right? For the good of all these others. And so it's just making trading a lot easier for me. It's feeling less stressful. And when I get a loss, I don't beat myself up. It just doesn't get me down like it used to when I was trading other ways, especially when I was like copy trading multiple accounts and everything, and you get that loss and ruin multiple accounts. So I think just this style of trading is definitely working out better for me. I'm getting more trades, 5 and 1, 6 trades for the day is really good. I'm 7 and 1 for the week now. The week was a slow start, and so really to me, the way I look at today is like, that account doesn't exist anymore, and this was my day. It's a good green day. If you are taking into account the P&L, yeah, sure, I lost $1,900 on the account technically, but the reality is I paid $33, and that was my max risk, and I lost it. It's kind of like options. It kind of works like that in a certain sense. So yeah, it's just not a big deal, right? And so that account poof is gone, and this is the reality of my trading. For all intent and purposes, what matters today is green on all these accounts. So that's it for me. Again, don't forget, 71% discount, 1 day pass happening now, and you can like and subscribe if you are interested in following my journey. I show all my trades live on my live stream now every day, and I don't trade if it's not on YouTube. So all my accounts are shown, all my balances, all my P&Ls, wins, losses, blow ups, whatever the case may be. I'm showing it all here, and I'm just working towards my first payout on a PA account, and hopefully that's going to come soon on some of these accounts. And then in the meantime, hopefully I'm able to pass some of these evaluations as well, build up more accounts, and I'm just going to keep showing good or bad what my journey is. I'm just a regular guy trying to figure out how to trade futures and become successful at it. Been at it a long time, and I'm just grinding and trying to figure out how to make it work for me. So that's what's going on here. It's just kind of the reality. I think a lot of other YouTubers don't show everything and hide their losses and show the great days, but not the bad days. I'm just going to show it all. And, this is what probably trading for most people that are trading for 3 years and less, it's probably the reality of what their trading looks like more than some of these guys you see on YouTube that, are trading, making thousands of dollars supposedly, and you just don't know if it's real or not because they very rarely show their losses. So full transparency here. Like and subscribe if you're interested in that. And I think I've said it all for the day. Again, 66 and 17 for year 2024. What is that? About 84 trades, if my math is good. Let's see. 83 trades. So 83 trades for 2024 in a month and a couple weeks is, really good for me. It's a lot of trades. I used to get 1 or 2 trades like a week pretty much. So I'm headed in the right direction, and I hope you'll continue following my journey. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Happy Valentine's.